Make it work, make it work. Now the fan is broken. Make it work, make it work. I'm running out of thread. When something breaks, make it work instead.
Make It Work. It's Real Women Have Curves, the new musical based on the play that inspired the hit HBO movie. Here's Beth Stevens with another edition of Building Broadway.
Thanks, Tamsin. Grammy winner Joy Huerta and composer Benjamin Velez are bringing Real Women Have Curves to Broadway. Here, they share how it came to life and offer us a sneak peek at the score. Tell me about your collaboration. How did it start and why does it work so well?
So we started working on this project during the pandemic. So whenever I was approached by the producers, I said, I need someone who knows theater and someone that, you know, we can click with, and this has to happen, you know, virtually. We didn't know this at the time, but then we met virtually and we hit it off.
This was like our chemistry meet to see if we would even get along, and we didn't meet in person until writing most of the score. Like, most of this show was written over Zoom, which was
So we met in person years later, like maybe 2 years after that.
And what was that like after already collaborating?
We had already bonded. We already loved each other, and it was just like, oh my God.
Well, she was on tour in Miami, and I was visiting my family there, and I went to see one of her shows, and it was incredible. And I went backstage after to say hi, and it was crazy because we had never hugged, we had never had that real in-person.
But it didn't feel awkward.
No, it felt like I'd known
Very
you.
natural.
Josefina Lopez's play premiered 35 years ago, and then the movie came out in 2002, and everybody loved this movie. Tell me about bringing that beloved story to the stage.
I think what I want to believe we're doing is we kept what people loved of the story, and we're trying to view it again in a lens of today. This happened in the 80s. The play is taking place in the 80s, and we wanted it to be still relevant to what was happening in the 80s, make it resonate with what is happening today. And I feel like we found a nice hybrid of telling the story through today's lens.
I think one of the fun challenges was, how do we make it sing? Because as a play, I mean, it was a slice of life story where our main character spends a lot of time with these women in the factory, but it's not necessarily the most active journey in terms of plot, which as songwriters, we had to try to find ways to make the score feel alive. And so a lot of the adaptation was trying to find what that journey of the main character was so that we could activate her and have her sing, because we didn't want it to just be her kind of being reflective the whole time.
As much as it was a challenge, it never felt like we were never going to be able to get through it. It always felt natural to find a sound for each character, to find their own voice, to find a way of them to communicate. And it's something that was so fun to make with the mother, the daughter, the other sister, the women in the factory, the community ones. Like every single thing just started falling into place so naturally with these women and with this story that it came together quite nicely. Once we realized it was like, oh my gosh, we've done so many songs so far.
Yeah.
Stitch by stitch, day in, day out, you'll never blink, face every doubt. You don't give in, you don't complain, you let Pandulce numb the pain.
So let's talk musical influences. Where did you look? Where did you pull from? What were you doing with the sound for these characters?
Our main family, they're from Mexico. They come to the US in the 80s. And our main character, she's born in the US. So there's a duality, right? There's two cultures going on. We have a lot of our other characters that are coming from different parts of Latin America. The big question was, do we want to go there and open a can of worms and make sure we're pulling from all these different sounds? Like, what are we doing? Do we want it to sound like the 80s? No, definitely not. Like, what are we gonna do? I'm from a band called Jesse and Joy, and it's a pop band, and I am Mexican American myself, and they kept mentioning the Mexican American sound, and I was like, well, as much as there's not a specific sound for that, I think I know what you mean, and it's how do we make a fusion of all these things? And I feel like we created a sound specifically to each character, which made it easier for us to tell a story, because then we can pull from all these resources, but with a sound in mind. So it was just like a hint of something without trying it to be something it was not.
And I think that fusion that Joy's music already encapsulated was like a North Star. Then we had fun with some moments of theatricality throughout. But like, for example—
One too many.
But for example, the mom, Carmen, she's kind of the heart of this family, but she has this dream that she never really got to realize, where she wanted to be a mariachi singer, in our version at least. And so we had fun with her first song, kind of letting her live in that dream a little bit and giving her that flair.
I remember asking from the very beginning, because I was like, how much can I bring into the story? And I feel like that's when I fell in love with this project before starting it, because they said to me, through storytelling in your songs, you can enrich the story as much as you want. And for us writing, it was like, oh my God, what if in her backstory we add a little bit of her origin story? And we tried to do that in all of the songs that we created, but that's specifically to the mother Carmen. We just went with that, and it was like full on give her that dream. Let's make her, every time she sings, she's gonna bring that to her. Like, she's a star, but she never got to be one.
I was all about ambition, but you taught me how to listen. And now I can see you're the one who keeps us going. You keep the motive flowing, and I got it wrong. I got it wrong. I never understood why you had to be so tough, but I think I get it now. Working hard isn't enough. You gave up so many things, and I get it now, I do. You're the hero of the story, am I? It's you.
This story does have elements of cultural identity, obviously body image and body positivity, and also class. And as you said, dreams and pursuing dreams. How did you thread all of that through your story and make sure that it felt authentic to you?
I think that the way we did it, it was like, we need to approach them as human beings, showing people a little bit of the culture, things that they know, things that they don't know, things that they find through humor, that they find through family connections that everyone has. I think that that was a challenge, creating these songs, because it was like finding a language that breaks those barriers.
And I